Hello, my name is Caitlin Turnbow, and I am the author of Super's Poet, and I run this channel, The Busy Writer's Life. In this video, I'm teaching you how to make jokes. Now, some of it comes naturally, but I'm making this video because not all of it does. Writing relevant humor is fun to read, and you want your readers to like to read your book, so you want to put in something funny. That's what I'm here to explain. And I look really cute. Okay, anyway. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. In my book, the majority of my humor kind of revolves around certain kind of characters, which some writers are against. My favorite character, the reason humor kind of revolves around her, not in every scene, but in some of the scenes she's usually the one I go for when it comes to humor, is because it fits her personality. She's not very boring or monotone all the time, so she's not going to all of a sudden have a smart aleck remark. Why is her personality so funny? Well, she doesn't like to hint around things. She's very blunt, which is something you need to take away. Don't hint around your joke, it's not funny. Nobody likes a joke when it has to be explained. Just flat out say it. Most of the humor, when I say something, I usually say it kind of quickly, and I don't even think about whether it's funny or not. I just do it. That's why I say some of it comes naturally. So I get the snaps. And not only do they don't do it out of random. Typically they do it in kind of tenser moments, which kind of increases the reaction. If your reader is on the edge of their seat, maybe like in a fight scene, you don't want to stop the fight scene to make a joke because, that's not the feeling you're trying to get across. But if your characters are just sitting there being lazy and you all of a sudden crack a joke, if your reader's already bored with the scene, they're not going to get it. Or maybe even they'll just skim through it. They won't even trigger it in their head. So you need to get it in the kind of the right scene. My character is typically blunt and very agreeable. Like, she agrees with a whole bunch of things in a smart aleck way. Kind of intense scenes, but like running scenes when they're running towards something or running away from something. So usually say something that has something to do with the situation. So how do you do this in the right way, in the correct way? Well, one, find the flaw. You need to find the flaw whether in the person that they're going to make fun of is or the situation. What's wrong with it? Because that's typically where you're going to find your funny part in. Irritation or frustration or humiliation, they're funny. Everybody likes it when it's happening to somebody else. They have made a family TV show over it. People like it when they see other people get hurt or humiliated, and they laugh. That's why it's humiliating in the first place. Nobody likes it when it's happening to them, of course, so the character's not laughing most of the time, but the reader, especially in an awkward moment, is like, it's always funny if it's to somebody else. Everybody knows that. 2, surprise. You need to punch them with a joke. Like I said, don't hint around it. Just go right for it. Be blunt. Say it and get it over with. Don't drag it out either. Oh my gosh. It just needs to be like one sentence. Maybe 2, but that's pushing it. Not 3. Oh my goodness. Most of my humor is literally in one sentence, and it's a dialogue thing. Or maybe a face. That's it. Then I'm done with it. Sometimes the other characters will react to it with typically an offended look, but that's it. Then it's over with. So it needs to be surprise. It needs to be a punchline. Most people say zig, zig, zag, punch. So you need to it's not the first thing that happens in the scene, and it should not be the last. It should be right in the middle. That's why it's zig, zig, zag. And you need to hit them with it, so the reader should not be like, ooh, funny scene coming, because nobody does that. Okay, you need to hit them by surprise. That's what makes it funny. So yeah, don't make them see it coming. Otherwise, it's going to be bad. Also, number 3, you need to look at life. If something funny is said or something funny happens in life, remember it. My friend group says jokes all the time. Some of them I don't care for. Some of them I do care for. They're just hilarious. And then I go home and I tell my sister immediately any funny things I remember. And sometimes I write them down so that way I can use them in my book. And this includes movies, YouTubers, life. You get inspiration from different places, so why not use them to the best of your advantage? You do it with fight scenes. I know you do. you do it with romance scenes. I know you do. Use it with humor. I mean, I use inspiration for everything. The fourth one is just to ask people. Don't ask them, hey, is this funny when I say blah, blah, blah? Just hand them your little manuscript and say, hey, what'd you think of it? And if they think what you want them to think, as in they thought it was funny, then it's probably good to go. If not, then, of course, you need to change something. That is the point of critique partners and beta readers, and plus you have friends and family. I don't always recommend going to friends and family for advice like that, because sometimes they'll say, oh yeah, it was funny, because they love you, and they're very biased, typically. So you don't want to, sorry to blunt on your family here, but they're not always the best option. I mean, if you don't have anybody else, they're better than nothing, but they won't always give you honest feedback, and sometimes you just need that harsh feedback. If you can't take harsh feedback, you should not go into this profession. I'm sorry. As disencouraging as that sounded kind of mean. The last tip, it doesn't really have to be listed as a tip because there's no details I can really go into it, is you need to have fun with it. Have fun. I mean, you're not going to be very funny if you're serious about it all the time, okay? It needs to be lighthearted or it's going to offend people. So just have fun with it. Be free and fly. And go check out the rest of my stuff because you love me and I'm awesome. That was cool. Okay, sorry. Most of my, that got me distracted. Okay, most of